Hello, everyone. My name is Jameson Gould, and welcome to my Life in a Bag speech. Uh, for my for my for like a little background on me, I attended Lewis University for a year before this, but I've decided to. Well, I was majoring in aviation, but I've decided to move to cybersecurity with the 3-to-1 program here at JJC. So as of right now, I'm full-time student here. For my first thing in my bag, I have my Deadpool statue that I had purchased because I felt that kind of represented one of my big interests in my life, with being like comic books, superheroes, comic movies. Because all throughout one of my first movies I've ever watched were the original Spider-Man movies, Star Wars, and those kind of helped shape my interests throughout my life and what I'd like to do in my free time. It was being interested in comic books usually helps me have something interesting to do that isn't completely work related or anything else. It's another thing that can just be me. Another thing I have is my Xbox controller. Outside of comic books and movies and whatever, video games was always my big hobby. Sometimes it had some detriments on my life, as I have a bit of a hyper-focused personality, so if I get too absorbed into something, there is a good chance that I won't be able to do anything that I need to be doing, and something like this could be dangerous for that. But having things like these does help me, I guess, keep sane, especially during quarantine where I couldn't go out and see anyone. It was kind of sad time, felt not motivated to do stuff, but this gave me an outlet to go to be with my friends still, despite being locked inside. And finally, I have my Megalodon shark tooth. It's not the biggest tooth you could get, but still pretty good size. And this kind of represented my sort of lifelong fascination with marine biology and sharks mainly. That was kind of like my big interest outside of my video games and comics stuff. I got this a few years ago, back in middle school, and when I was much younger, all I ever wanted to do was look up stuff about sharks and what they did, how they were. It was one of my biggest hobbies. I'm not so into it now, but this is still and it was still such a cool memory getting this, and I still am interested in sharks, but in other marine life stuff, but as of right now it's kind of been on the back burner. But I've learned to scuba dive recently, so I hope to be going sometime maybe in the future, going to places like North Carolina and scuba diving for some of these maybe. To finish off, I'd like to talk about, this This was the biggest part of my life from fourth grade to my freshman year at my first year of college at Lewis University. And this ties in with my bag as well, as swimming for the last year has been probably one of the biggest parts of my life. It was challenging at times, and in the end, it did get burnt out, which then having someone left, my former coach is leaving sour tastes in my mouth for the sport. It is something that helped me build as a person, but I do not feel it is something only a few people could be doing this for the rest of their lives, as it is very challenging. Well, this has been my life in a bag assignment, and